Hi guys, Spirits Vessel here doing the tarot reading for Gemini Sun, Gemini Moon, Gemini Rising. And I am doing a post-Lionsgate reading. And in case you didn't know, the Lionsgate happens every year, 8/8. This is in basically the reason why we have a Lionsgate is because the stars Sirius, our sun, and Orion's belt all get in alignment with each other. There's a window where this portal is open, and then it culminates on 8/8, so August 8th. And it's a time of having a lot of energy, a lot of spiritual downloads going on during this time. The Egyptians were real hip to it. The pyramids in Giza are all in alignment with Orion's belt, and during this time Sirius is in alignment with the Great Pyramid. Then a lot of cat energy because Leo is symbolized by the lion. A lot of heart energy during this time, so we're really getting back in touch with what drives us, what makes us feel inspired and makes us feel alive. And just tuning into Gemini energy, it feels a little somber. Feels a little heavy. I feel a little heavy in my heart, so I'm not sure what's going on with Geminis at this time. I'm not really sure if this is an entirely playful time period for you guys. If it's not right now, it will be. But perhaps yesterday's Lionsgate was intense, which can happen when you have a large influx of energy. If you think of it like a hose, that energy is going to be... sorry about that, I had to pause the recording for a second. So basically there's a large influx of energy happening at this time, and when you have a hose and you have a lot of energy going through the hose, if there's any sort of like gunk or debris or anything along the lines of that, it can get blown out with the large gust, large water, large amount of water that's getting pushed through the hose. Just immediately, like, kind of tuning in, it's like I'm having a hard time focusing on my thoughts. There's like a lot of spaciness going on, so I don't know what's going on with that. We'll see what the cards say for you guys. And so I'm using the Santa Muerte Oracle deck, and so the card that I pulled out is the number 10 card. Now, the Santa Muerte Oracle deck is divided into 4 parts that are like the Kabbalah. So it's 32 cards split up into 4 groups. So the first 2 groups have to do with the spiritual alchemy that happens before we get into the last 2 groups, which are the physical formation of these spiritual concepts and the action that's taken to make these concepts a physical reality. So the number 10 is part of the world of creation, and cards 9 through 16 are part of the world of creation. That's what this energy is symbolizing. And this card is the card of Mictlantecuhtli. I think I pronounced that right. Mictlantecuhtli. Basically, that is the king of the dead, the afterlife. It's the ruler of the deepest part of the underworld. And the way what this card is symbolizing in the Santa Muerte Oracle deck is you guys are going through a death process, and the part of the death process that you're in is the deepest part. This is like the part of the phoenix. It's like the rebirth process of the phoenix, but you're not actually rising up out of the ashes yet. You're actually like just going into the ashes. So I'm feeling like you guys are kind of feeling like you're at a rock bottom. Yeah, and you know what? When you're at a rock bottom, you can only go up from there, right? And I think this is a time when you guys can look at your situation, and look at what got you to this point. And since I don't really feel like anything's moving forward for you guys right now, could be because we have a bunch of retrograde planets in the sky, you know. But this is a really good time because nothing is moving forward. I don't think anything is moving the way you thought it would. This is a really good time to figure out how you got there. And when you eventually rise out of the ashes, what do you want to basically put back together? So right now you guys are like a mess. You're like, you know, when you think of the butterfly, you know, think of the caterpillar going into the cocoon about to become the butterfly. Well, that the caterpillar has to turn into a big ball of just goop before it actually gets out of there, before it actually forms into the butterfly. And so since you guys are in this goop phase, this is a really good time to figure out, like, okay, what do I want to take with me when I become the butterfly again? And what do I want to leave behind? I think I'll pull one more. This is a good card. So, card 28. This is part of the world of action. So this is the last part of the cards. This is the last 8 parts of the card. These all the cards in the last 8, so 25 through 32, have to do with action and how we are taking action in our life. And finally, all these ideas, all these spiritual principles, we've mastered them on an alchemical level, and now we're taking them and making them into form. And so 28 breaks down to a 1, because the 2 and the 8, you know, add them together, it's 10, 1. The other card was a 10, so that also breaks down to 1. So both cards symbolize initiatory energy happening. So even though it feels like you're at a rock bottom, there's also a lot of potential for growth at this point, and there's a whole lot of energy that's propelling you forward, because there's nothing that motivates you more than when you're stuck between a rock and a hard place and you're in a position that you don't want to be in. And so the 28 is literally, I mean, all of these cards, 25 through 32, symbolize action, but 28 is the action card. And I think usually when this card comes up, it's really telling you to move forward and not think about the past. And I think that's kind of what's going on right now. I think a lot of things are coming back up from your past. I think it's really slowing down your momentum. And Geminis are really not ones to be dwelling in the past. It's really heavy for them. And Gemini energy is supposed to be fast moving. So if you guys are starting to get in your head, because there's so much energy going on and there's so many different decisions that could be made, really take some time to examine whether or not you're not making certain decisions out of fear, and where that fear is coming from. And is it fear, like, is it completely unfounded fear? Is it fear of what happened in the past? Is it, well, I've done this before and it didn't work? Because if that's the case, well, then you really need to explore that and do some healing in that. Because I think at this point, you know, especially with the 28 cards really warning against, like, not letting the past slow you down. The past is the past, and things are different now. So let's see if we can get some kind of more information about these 2 oracle cards. And, you know, like I said, like, just tuning into your guys' energy. I just did the Aquarius reading. It was a lot more open. I felt a lot more flowing energy. I'm having a hard time thinking right now. I'm having a hard time keeping focus. I feel this, like, heaviness in my heart, and makes me wonder, you know, I think July was really intense. It's really intense for everyone, but I think, God, I think you guys went through the ringer. which makes me kind of sad because I love Geminis. Geminis and Sagittarius people go on like gangbusters, dude. We just love talking about ideas. And Geminis are just so quick-witted and bright and innovative that, you know, you guys just don't do well being sad, you know? And that's the cool thing, is that it's not going to last long. Geminis do not stay sad for too long. So that's good. You know, now that I'm kind of shuffling, I'm kind of talking about it, you know, I feel like the energy's kind of opening up a little bit more. My cards aren't as sticky, so, you know, that's good. So let's see what comes up here. Ooh, my goodness. See, this is exactly what I was talking about, man. Oh, goodness. Someone stabbed you in the back. That's what I'm picking up on. Ooh, Father of Wands. Yeah. Yeah. This is internalized energy. So, you know, Father of Wands can be kind of a harsh energy. Camera didn't want to zoom in there. Father of Wands can be a little harsh. Two of Wands reversed. So just so far, all of these cards are reversed. So this is all energy that is going on inside of you. This is some internal stuff going on. Yeah, I mean, the Ten of Swords, you don't get more rock bottom than the Ten of Swords here. And poor thing, it's got a sword through its eye. That's a damn shame. What did that bull do? Nothing. He was just trying to help. Yeah, got stabbed in its eye. That's some bullshit. So, you know, I feel like, especially with that Father of Wands coming in reverse, I kind of feel like people have really, really pushed you to the limit. And I think you've been reacting in a way where people are like, what? I think people are like, holy shit, what the hell is this? I think that there's been a lot of lies and manipulation around you, and you've had to go inward and you've had to really generate your own energy. And I think especially all this fire energy is good for air signs. Air and fire work really well together, and at the same time I think it's been making you very angry because something got exposed and you're feeling like a fool. And Geminis are very smart and they're very quick, and so when you guys find out that you're the ones who have been manipulated, you don't like that. I think it's really brought out this kind of Father of Wands energy in you, this reactive energy. I think you finally are kind of losing your cool a little bit. Three of Pentacles coming in upright. So yeah, I think you're realizing that there are some changes that need to be made, and it's looking like an uphill battle. You had the Two of Wands coming in reversed. So, you know, this is highly directed energy. I think you know exactly what happened. I think that things got really clear like overnight, and you know exactly who to be mad at. That's not where the lack of clarity is coming from. I think the lack of clarity is the fact that you're heartbroken. And so then this card just came up, which is a good thing and a bad thing, right? So, you know, Six of Swords, there's a rainbow up top there, okay? So I know that you're in the muck of it, but there's a rainbow. There's a rainbow up there, okay? And there it is. So The worst is over. Oh my god, see? Look at this. The worst is like totally over. Alright, so I got 3 more cards. 10 of Pentacles, that's a mastery, okay? 10 of Pentacles is always a really good sign in a spread, okay? So let's see here. 10 of Pentacles followed by the 5 of Pentacles. Very interesting. The 5 of Pentacles in reverse. So, okay, now we got the Hierophant coming in reverse, okay? Card of Taurus. And interesting. So, and because this is coming in, it's internal energy. You know, perhaps this message is going out to some Geminis out there that've got, you know, Taurus Mercury, Taurus Venus, something like that. Also, this could just mean that, I mean, the Hierophant is someone who is in a mentoring kind of teaching role. Someone that has kind of like fans, if you will, and someone that is aware of their spiritual capacities. And here we go, the Emperor. So very, very interesting. So, okay. So, you know, just kind of looking at these cards, you know, I feel like here's what happened. Here's just sort of the general read that I'm getting. I think that there was some lying and some manipulation, and whether this just happened recently or you're still feeling the residual effects of it, I think you're really understanding that you're more aware than you ever thought you were. And I think you knew who was doing this, and you just chose to ignore it. And you're starting to understand that you were right. You were right, regardless if anyone else listened to you. And I think that's kind of where that Ten of Swords energy is. I don't think people were listening to you, and they weren't taking you seriously. But I feel like this is something very temporary because you have the Six of Swords coming in. So that's really getting it out of a tough spot. And then right after the Six of Swords, you have the Ten of Pentacles. So I think that although whatever that situation was very, very heartbreaking, you know, and this could have been you lying to yourself, you know. And I mean that the Ten of Swords was coming in reverse, and so that's internalized energy, and so yeah, you could have been lying to yourself. But I think, you know, whatever that heartbreak was, whatever that heartache was, whatever that Ten of Swords energy, because that's a lot of anxiety, that's a lot of mental chaos. I think it's very temporary. Like what I was saying, Geminis, don't stay sad for too long. And I think on the outside, things are actually moving really well for you. And that could be why you're feeling anxious. You know, kind of like, when's the other shoe going to drop? Because, you know, you have the Five of Pentacles coming in reversed, which usually signifies lack. But I think this is a lack mindset that you have going on. I don't think you realize how well you're doing right now. And I think your mind is really holding you back from seeing the abundance that's happening. And I think career-wise, because you have the Ten of Pentacles coming in upright, I think you're really being seen as someone who is an authority figure, especially with this Emperor coming in here. You know, this is outward. You seem like you're an authority figure. This is a strong and planted tree here. And I think your intuition right now is really, really on point. And, you know, I think that, you know, I think really, I think there was a lot of treachery, a lot of betrayal, and a lot of mental anguish that was going on that you're still holding on to. And you really should trust yourself more. And the universe keeps showing you that you should trust yourself more, and maybe that's what you need. You need a little bit more, you need a little bit more encouragement. And perhaps if you're watching this video, this is even more added encouragement that you really should start trusting yourself, because you've been right about a lot of things. And this anguish that you're holding on to, it's not even real. It's not real. So stop. Let it the fuck go. It was in the past. The past is over. It was really painful back then, but it's not here now. And if it was other people backstabbing you and betraying you, well, then cut those bitches out and move forward. Here we go. We got the Four of Wands in reverse. So, you know, Four energy is grounded, it's stable, and it's wand energy, so it's fiery. There's a lot of stability going on right now. You've got the Ten of Pentacles, so there's a mastery happening. Probably your money is looking really good right now. But I think you're probably thinking, but when's the money gonna go away? I'm kind of feeling like for some of you, a lot of this has to do with money issues. And I think maybe some of you got an inheritance or acquired a large sum of money, and you're like, oh my God, what do I do with this? And I think that trust your intuition, because it's pretty good. And there's a lot of fiery energy that's coming in right now, and it's not chaotic, it's stabilized, and you're able to stabilize it, and you're stronger than you think you are. And it's interesting, you know, if we go back to the Oracle card, you got this card, which was the 28, which was saying take action and stop looking at the damn past. Snap out of it. I'm tired of it. I've been in your energy for 20 minutes. I'm already pissed off at you. It's like, get your head in the game. Stop it. Anyways, you know I'm joking. I love you. So yeah, that's the Lionsgate post Lionsgate reading for Gemini Sun, Moon, and Rising. And if you like that reading and you find that it resonates with you, like and subscribe. And you can go to my website, spiritsvessel.com. I have other articles on there about astrology. If you want to book a private reading with me, you can on there as well. I'll be posting readings next week on a regular basis. And I'll be posting on my blog pretty regularly. If you like reading astrological stuff, it'll be good for you. I'll be waiting there for you. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope you guys are enjoying your post Lionsgate energy, and I will talk to you guys soon. Okay. Bye.